Welcome to the Crisler Center here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as Michigan Wolverines basketball is back. Today, the 13th ranked Wolverines will take on the Ferris State Bulldogs here in this exhibition matchup. I'm Zack Schteingart alongside my good friend Caleb Brown. Wherever you may be listening from today, we are happy to have you with us here tonight on WCBN Sports. And Caleb, this Wolverines team comes into the season with very high expectations, ranked number 13, their highest ranking, second highest ranking to begin a season in program history. And KBA is really looking to get a lot more out of her freshman trio in Syla Swords, Olivia Olson, and Mila Holloway. What do you think this team needs to do to take that next step this season?
Yeah, like you said, the reputation precedes I think tonight is a big test for whether or not the Wolverines have what it takes for this season. Considering, like you said, they're one of the highest rankings in program history. I think that tonight will be a big test for that, and I think that honestly I'm excited to see the game tonight. What both sides of the
This Wolverines team looking to build on their season last year, which saw them reach the second round of the NCAA tournament, really kind of exceeding all expectations for what they had last year. They only had 4 returning starters, but this year they've got their core established. They brought in 2 new transfers to establish a presence down low in the paint in Kendall Dudley as well as Ashley Sofel-Kanich. How do you think those 2 transfers will make an impact on the Wolverines here this season?
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll be key in the continued development of the Wolverines and what Kim Barnes has already put into this program so far. I think that they will be an amazing addition and continue to finish what Kim Barnes has started here at Michigan.
So we get set for this matchup here tonight as the Wolverines starting lineup takes the court here. And we are very excited to be back here at the Crisler Center. The season kicking off for both the men's and women's teams in just a few days, and both of them come into this season with very high expectations for what should be a very fun season here in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It seems like it is officially basketball season, and there's a lot of high expectations here in Ann Arbor, so everyone's looking forward to it, and Crisler Center is ready for basketball tonight.
The Victors playing loud here with the band in full spirit. And we get set here for this matchup. The Wolverines will take the court in their all-white uniforms, and the Bulldogs taking the court in red. As we get set to have a basketball game here this evening. Halloween Eve here in Ann Arbor. The spirit is in the air. And both teams come out onto the court now. It will be Swords, Holloway, and Quarles Daniels, as well as Sofel-Kanich, and of course Olson on the court for the Wolverines. It'll be Olson taking the jump ball very shortly. As we are underway here, the tip goes to the Wolverines, and bringing it up the court is Holloway at the top of the key. Holloway now finds Swords in the right wing. Swords trying to drive inside on the left side, tries to feed it inside, gets knocked away for a moment. Sofel-Kanich comes up with it. Now Sofel-Kanich will get it right back to Swords, who finds in the corner. Holloway a 3, won't go. Sofel-Kanich tries to get the rebound, it gets knocked around, comes up with it, feeds it inside to Quarles Daniels, who gets the roll. And the Wolverines will take a 2-0 lead with 9:30 to go here in the first, as the Bulldogs now bringing it back up at the top of the key, trying to drive inside off the right side. Now getting it back, trying to feed it inside, has an open look, won't go. Rebound Wolverines as they take it back up the court now with Holloway. Holloway will find Olson on the other side. Olson finds Sofel-Kanich inside, who tries to lay it off the window, won't go. Rebound by the Bulldogs. And taking it back up the court for the Bulldogs now is Charlotte Miller. Miller tries to get it inside, loses it for a moment, now recollects it, Heavily contested defense by Sophocanic. Now in the paint, driving inside. The shot won't go. Rebound Olson. Now the Wolverines taking it back up the court. Syla soars with it, pulls up a long three off the back of the iron. Olson collects the rebound and puts it back in. 4-0 lead now for the Wolverines, courtesy of Olivia Olson. Now Miller taking it back up for the Bulldogs. A behind-the-back dribble gets stolen away by Olson. Olson now taking it back, lobs it to Swords. Swords inside the paint. A little bit of a contested defense, puts up the shot, won't go. Olson tries to put up the shot back up, and she will be fouled and go to the line.
I've seen a lot of effort from the Wolverines so far, getting those quick layups. Those are really, they may seem like easy baskets, but at the end of the day, that's how you win games, by getting up fast and getting up.
So Olson now, obviously an excellent player for the Wolverines, as her first shot is up and good. It is up to a 5-0 margin here for the Wolverines. Second shot forthcoming here for Olson, and she is able to sink both of her free throws. As the inbound here from the Bulldogs, it'll be Mia Riley, the excellent player, bringing it back up for the Bulldogs, as she'll find on the other side. Driving it back, working on Corals Daniels, now gets it to the top, to the block M. It is Mia Riley trying to feed it to the elbow. With it now is Maya Hiram, who gets it at the top of the key. Trying to pull up a deep three, won't go, and the Wolverines collect the rebound. That was Caden Blanchard trying to put it up for the Bulldogs. Now Swords back with it, gets it taken away by Blanchard, who's bringing it back up the other way for the Bulldogs now. Blanchard gets it out, wide open look for three on the left wing, and gets it to go. That is Elle Irwin with the three ball for the Bulldogs, and it is up to a 6-3 lead for the Wolverines. Holloway now brings it back at the top of the key. Holloway making a few moves inside. Tries to drive inside now. Puts it off the window. Can't get it to roll. Sophocanic now fighting for the rebound. It looks like they're going to give her the possession. Actually, it'll go to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more effort from the Bulldogs in that possession, and just like that, they've cut the lead in half.
KBA now trying to talk to her players to try to get things going. And it'll be an inbound for the Bulldogs. Taking it back now is Blanchard. Blanchard working on Olson. A little bit of a stutter step at midcourt. Now fire the three ball. Won't go. It's short. And the Wolverines will let it roll out of bounds. That was Charlotte Miller who tried to put up the three ball. And taking the inbound here, Mila Holloway bringing it back up the court for the Wolverines. Working on Charlotte Miller. Holloway now at the top of the key. Gets it to Corals Daniels on the right wing. Corals Daniels tries to drive inside, and she'll be fouled.
Yeah, it looks like we've still seen a lot of effort, a lot of defense from both teams, a lot of physicality, and with that, the Bulldogs are already 2 fouls in with just 3 minutes into this game.
Corals Daniels now to the line to shoot two, and she gets the first one to fall. It is a 7-3 lead here for the Wolverines with 7:13 to go here in the first. Second shot coming up for Corals Daniels. And that one won't go. Olson collects the rebound, puts it back up, and gets the roll. 9-3 lead for the Wolverines as the Bulldogs will bring it back up the court. Bounce pass goes off Olson's foot, and it'll be a kick ball. The Bulldogs will retain possession. Blanchard now to inbound. So it will be Caden Blanchard trying to get it in play. She'll end up back with it after a little back and forth with Mia Riley. Blanchard dancing a little bit at midcourt, now gets it along the baseline. Trying to feed it inside, putting up the shot, won't go. Rebound Olson, the shot no good from Maya Hiram. Now it's Holloway bringing it back up for the Wolverines, finds Corals Daniels inside. Corals Daniels puts up the shot and gets it to go. 11-3 lead now for the Wolverines as Mia Riley brings it back up for the Bulldogs. Riley now taking it toward the left side. Swarmed by the Wolverines defense. Now gets it to Blanchard, who has it stolen by Olson. Olson has a convoy to the basket, puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound Bulldogs and Elle Irwin. Irwin still has it for the Bulldogs. Now gets it to Blanchard, trying to drive inside, puts up the floater, can't get it to fall. Rebound Corals Daniels now. And whistle blows the play dead here. I believe Corals Daniels was fouled. And she will inbound it now for the Wolverines, who will look to reset their possession. Can you keep this running? So now Mila Holloway bringing it up for the Wolverines. On the left wing, a 3-ball from Olson. No good. Ball gets tipped around a little bit. Now on the right wing, pass back inside is stolen by the Bulldogs, and Kaylin Blanchard taking it back up for the Bulldogs now. Getting it on the left wing at the top of the key is Blanchard. She'll bounce it back over to Charlotte Miller. Now gets it back to Blanchard, who's still at the top of the key. Now gets it into Mia Riley. Riley finds Blanchard on the left wing. Now trying to drive inside. Stumbles a little bit. Is able to retain possession of the ball. Gets it inside. Layup. And the foul will be called on the Wolverines. And that will be called on Claire Erickson. Oh, the charge will be called on Erickson there. And so the Wolverines now will get a possession back. And so it will be Holloway bringing it up for the Wolverines. Mila Holloway takes it to the left wing, working on Miller. Holloway gets it to Swords, who fires a 3 off the back of the iron. Rebound gets tipped around, a scrum for it. Mila Holloway will end up with it, and they will give the Wolverines possession.
Yeah, we've still seen a lot of dominance on the possession for the Wolverines, and that's the reason they're up 8 points right now and looking to go ahead by more.
So Olson will take the inbound here for the Wings. The Wolverines. She'll get it out to Quarles Daniels, who's looking for an open option. She'll find it in Swords, but Swords will be called for a travel, and the Bulldogs will get a possession back with 5:18 here to go in the first quarter. So a little bit of a sloppy error there, as the Bulldogs will retain possession and take it back with Blanchard. Blanchard tries to do a behind-the-back dribble, now gets it out, and not able to regain possession on the pass there was Miller. It'll be a turnover by the Bulldogs, and Quarles Daniels now will inbound it for the Wolverines. And a substitution here for the Wolverines coming into the game now is Tayala Delphos, who was a very valuable bench asset for the Wolverines last season. She's looking to make an impact off the bench this year as well, as the inbound will go to Holloway, who brings it back up the court, taking it toward the right wing now, finds Swords at the top of the key, gets it out to Olson on the left wing. Olson looking for an overhead pass. The option wasn't there. Now she'll try to take it herself, and she'll find Holloway, who will put up the 3. No good. And collecting the rebound is the Bulldogs, and they'll bring it back up here with Charlotte Miller. Miller now on the left wing, now takes it to the top of the key, finds Blanchard. Blanchard tries to feed it inside. She'll get it back out. Tried to stop for the 3. Didn't have the open look. Now she gets it in the corner. And now on the right wing is L. Irwin. Irwin gets it back out, coming around the end too, as they'll get the feed inside. The shot clock ticking down. A 3-ball coming on the way from Miller. Can't get it to go. Rebound Wolverines. And coming up with the rebound there is Alyssa Crockett. Crockett now gets it to Olson inside. Olson feeds it to Holloway. Puts up the shot and gets it to fall. 13-3 lead now for the Wolverines here with 4:04 to go in the first. Blanchard now at the top of the key for the Bulldogs. It gets stolen away by Crockett. Fast break opportunity here for the Wolverines. She tried to get it to Holloway, who couldn't corral it. A wide open Charlotte Miller in the paint for the Bulldogs, and she'll get the wide open lay. So a little bit of a gold gift there for the Bulldogs by the Wolverines. It is a 13-5 lead. Taking it back now is Crockett on the right wing. Syla Swords cuts inside and gets the pass. Looking to put it up, and she gets it to fall. Syla Swords gets it out to a 10-point lead for the Wolverines. Bulldogs bringing it back up the court now with Blanchard at the top of the key. Blanchard now tries to drive inside, puts up the shot off the window, no good. Rebound Delphos. Delphos gets it out now to Blanchard. Crockett coming on now on the left wing. Mila Holloway working inside. A fadeaway jumper goes for Mila Holloway. 12-point lead now for the Wolverines. And a timeout taken by the Bulldogs. And the Wolverines are off to a fast start in this one here, Caleb.
Yes, I could not agree more. I've seen a lot of execution, a lot of togetherness for the Wolverines, and they definitely have been doing well on getting the rebounds on both sides of the ball, and have really minimized the amount of second chance points allowed, and in general points allowed for the Bulldogs. And so, yeah, I've seen an amazing execution and effort from the Wolverines today.
Though there have been a couple of sloppy mistakes by the Wolverines, the Bulldogs really have not been able to get many points out of it. The Wolverines defense has done a good job standing tall at the other end and not really letting anything up for the Bulldogs, looking to come in here and get a win to kind of start their season with some good vibes and really just start the season on a high note here. And so Michigan, of course, went 23-11 overall last year. As we mentioned, they advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament. And this year, the expectations even higher with this young core, really looking to step up into a bigger leadership role. You know, they've had a full year under their belt. They've matured a little bit. And so far, it looks like that trio of Holloway, Swords, and Olson is going to carry the load for the Wolverines once again this year.
Yeah, I could not agree more. The experience and the depth of the Wolverines looks very promising, and I think that the Barnes and the Wolverines have a chance to build on what they started last year and continue to execute and move forward and advance in the Big Ten tournament as well as the NCAA tournament. They're looking to go further than they did last year. I think that everyone expects it and really has that hunger to go further.
And Ferris State themselves are not to be overlooked either. They had a 21-12 season last year, and they had their best finish in the college basketball postseason ever, making a run to the Division II semifinals 2 seasons ago. So they are still riding high off of that one. But this is really an opportunity for this team to kind of measure themselves against a team with very good expectations coming into the years, heralded very highly, and really just see how they stack up against a big-time program like the Wolverines. So both teams coming back out onto the court now. It is Swords, Delphos, Olson, Crockett, and Mackenzie Matherin, a new substitution for the Wolverines, as taking it back up the court now for the Bulldogs. Here's Mia Riley. Riley on the left wing, looking for an option inside. Now feeds it, and the jump shot inside goes. It is now a 17-7 lead here for the Bulldogs as the Wolverines take it back up, feeds it to Swords inside. Top of the key, 3-ball. It goes! Alyssa Crockett gets in on the action from 3, and it is a 20-7 lead here for the Wolverines. Taking it back now here, Mia Riley gets it out on the left wing. Looking to find an option inside, gets stolen away by the Wolverines, and Olson comes up with it, trying to take it all the way, but she'll find Crockett in the corner, looking for another 3-ball. You bet! 2 back-to-back threes for Alyssa Crockett, and the Wolverines' lead is up to 16. Riley taking it back the other way on the right wing for the Bulldogs. Now feeds it inside, looking for an open lane. Puts up the shot, can't get it to go. Delphos comes up with the rebound. Now Delphos will get it on the other end. Now she gets it back on the top of the key, gets it out in the corner. Crockett, another 3, and it goes! 3 straight threes for Alyssa Crockett, who has been a machine here so far this evening. It is a 26-7 lead for the Wolverines as the Bulldogs will bring it back now. So Mia Riley here on the left wing trying to drive off her left side. Ball gets knocked in the air and she'll be called on the foul. Looks like she will go to the line here.
Yeah, so it's raining threes here in Ann Arbor, and we've seen a lot tonight, and still continued togetherness and execution, and that's been the difference maker tonight for the Wolverines.
Raining threes indeed, especially from Alyssa Crockett. 3 balls on 3 straight possessions, and that has built this lead up for the Wolverines. As Riley now at the line. First shot is up, and it goes despite the best efforts of the crowd to distract her. And Riley's second shot is up and good, and the lead is up to, actually she missed the first one, so it is only a 26-8 lead margin of victory here for the Wolverines as they'll take it back. Delphos open at the top of the key, now tries to drive inside, a fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebound gets tipped around. Corals Daniels comes up with it on the right wing, now gets it over to Holloway, who'll get it to Delphos in the corner, puts up a three, no good. Rebound Bulldogs and Hiram. Now Mia Riley taking it back up on the left wing. Gets it over to Hiram. Hiram now on the right wing. Back over on the left wing. Gets it out to Riley. Riley trying to drive inside, working on Corals Daniels. A reverse layup is no good, and Swords comes up with a rebound. Gets it now to Delphos going up the court. Delphos tries to make a few moves inside the paint. Now she'll get it out to a wide open in the three corner, a three ball, no good. Macy Brown tried to put up the three now, but the Bulldogs come up with it, and they're taking it back the other way. A pass inside, stolen away by Delphos, and Delphos will be fouled, trying to take it back to the Wolverines' end of the court. But it'll be an inbound and an opportunity to get another possession back here for the Wolverines. New substitution coming in here, number 21, Allie Van Timmeren, who has been a veteran with this team, the graduate student. Delphos will come to the line now to take two free throws. As the first shot is up and goes for Tiala Delphos. It is a 27-9 lead here for the Wolverines. Delphos' second shot is up and good. So 2 for 2 on the free throws for Tiala Delphos. 28-9 lead here for the Wolverines with 25 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Taking it back now on the inbound for the for the Bulldogs is Gleish. Gets it out to Riley. Riley swarmed at midcourt and forces a turnover. Coming back the other way for the Wolverines. The layup is good. Getting it to fall there is Mackenzie Matherin, and a charge will be called on the Bulldogs. Offensive foul coming back the Wolverines' way. That foul will be called on Alana Glish for the Bulldogs. So Delphos now, or Corals Daniels will take the inbound for the Wolverines. Finds Swords at block M. Swords trying to work one-on-one. Screen set for her. Finds inside, and Van Timmeren puts up the shot, and it goes. As the buzzer sounds for the end of the first quarter, it will be a 30-9 lead here for the Wolverines heading into this next period.
Yeah, that was a wonderful first quarter for the Wolverines. They did well. They played well together, and it seems like they're off to a very good start, but there's still 30 minutes left of basketball to be played, and if you're the Wolverines, you can't let off the pressure anytime soon, and if you're the Bulldogs, still 30 minutes to try to get back into this game. Right now it's a 21-point lead. It will be tough, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, as we mentioned, this would be a big statement for these Ferris State Bulldogs if they can come in here and knock off the Wolverines at the Crisler Center. But this Wolverines team, you're seeing a few veterans now come in and checking in and making a difference here with Van Timmeren getting the bucket there on the last possession. We've talked a lot about the young core, the exciting young core of this Wolverines team, Caleb, but what do you think it means to have that veteran leadership there in the locker room to kind of ground them a little bit and help them mature as players?
I think it means everything. I think that to have the veteran experience is really important for development as a young player, and also for the experience to remind the players what's at stake, and also to just really set the overall tone of the atmosphere in the arena, in the facility, in classes, and everything, every other aspect of daily life. They've been there before, and they know what to do and what these young players need to know. They have all that knowledge within them, and it really makes a difference as to development as a player.
Absolutely. So this Michigan team looks to come out strong here. Very fast start here in the first quarter. And they have built up a 30-9 lead, which they will be looking to expand on here as we get the second quarter underway shortly. Want to remind you, you are tuned into WCBN FM Ann Arbor. This is Zack Schteingart, Caleb Brown alongside me on the play-by-play. In the second half, we will have Covenant Akinremi joining us on the color commentary. Very excited to have her here on her first WCBN broadcast. So we are very happy to have her here. Both teams back out on the court now here to begin this second quarter. It'll be Blanchard inbounding it for the Bulldogs, as she gets it out to Charlotte Miller back in the game. At the block M, working on Corals Daniels. Now she'll get it on the right wing to Irwin. Irwin now gets it out. Miller driving inside. A wide open look for three on the left wing. Buries it. That one comes courtesy of Emma Sheerbeek. Now taking it back for the Wolverines is Holloway at the top of the key. Holloway tries to set the pace. Now she'll get it out to Macy Brown. Finds Van Timmeren at the top of the key. Now in the right corner, here's Holloway at the top of the key now. Gets it inside to Corals Daniels, trying to drive off her right side. Spins, gets back out at the top of the key to Holloway. Holloway finds Van Timmeren inside, who gets the roll for the two. Allie Van Timmeren, another bucket, and the lead is 32-9 for the Wolverines, with Caden Blanchard bringing it back up for the Bulldogs, as she'll get it on the right wing to Charlotte Miller. Miller getting it back out to Sheerbeek. Sheerbeek on the right wing gets it inside to Blanchard. And that'll be a foul called on Matherin for the Wolverines, as it'll be an inbound net chance now here. So the inbound from Blanchard gets in, and she'll get a pass right back as she tries to drive inside off her left side. Takes the contact, counted, and the foul. Caden Blanchard goes up strong through the contact, is able to get the look off the glass. Oh, that'll be an offensive foul called on Blanchard. So the Wolverines now taking it back with Holloway. Holloway with some space to work. Guarded by Miller at the top of the key. Now she'll get it to Olson on the left wing. Olson now feeds it. Coming across the way is Brown. Brown tries to get it inside. A wobbly pass gets batted around. Van Timmeren's able to collect it off the ground. And the Wolverines will get the possession back. New substitution. Sophocanic comes back into the game here for the Wolverines. They'll be happy to have her size and her presence back down in the paint. Inbound, tries to lob it to Corals Daniels, who collects it at the top of the key, working on Irwin. Feeds it inside to Olson. The fadeaway jumper, no good. Contest down there for the rebound. A couple of Wolverines got in each other's way down there, and it'll be Bulldog ball with Blanchard taking it back. Blanchard gets it out to Miller. A little back and forth now those two are playing. Blanchard working on Olson, gets it back out to Miller at the block M. Another pass back to Blanchard. Tries to lob it inside, and that one goes way over the baseline. It'll be Wolverine ball.
Yeah, it's still seeing the usual dominance from the Wolverines early into the second quarter, and looks like we'll continue to see that for the next 8 minutes.
Holloway brings it back up for the Wolverines at the top of the key. Now she'll find Van Timmeren on the left corner. She gets it back out to Holloway on the left right wing. Thought about a three, didn't get the look. Now she'll try to drive inside, puts up the layup, no good, gets her own rebound. Now Olson comes up with it, gets the roll out the window, and it'll be two for the Wolverines for courtesy of Olivia Olson. Blanchard taking it back now for the Wolverines. That one goes off Corals Daniels. That'll be a kickball called on her, and the Bulldogs will retain possession here. So Blanchard now taking the inbound for the Bulldogs. As Miller's cutting inside. She wanted to get a look, but it wasn't there. Now Blanchard comes up back with it at the top of the key. Gets knocked away from her a little bit. A 3-ball on the way from Sheerbeek, and it's good. Sheerbeek gets another bucket, and it is 15-34 lead for the Wolverines. Now Holloway with it at the top of the key. Gets it to Brown on the right wing. Brown finds Quarles-Daniels inside. Quarles-Daniels working with her left hand. Puts up the layup. No good. Rebound for Sophocanic, and she's able to get the put-back bucket. 36-15 lead here for the Wolverines. Taking it back now is Blanchard, who's been the hot hand here in this one. A right wing 3-ball from Irving, and it is good in the corner. 36-18 lead now here for the Wolverines as a timeout taken by the Wolverines, looking to reset, maybe get the pace reset a little bit here. But a very strong offensive possession continues for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I agree, but we're also starting to see a lot of momentum and a lot of maybe a little more confidence from the Bulldogs as well, and they've been able to cut down the lead. It looks like they might continue, and it's currently an 18-point lead with 6:53 to go. And we'll see how the second half of the second quarter plays out.
Yes, we will. And as we talked about earlier, this Bulldogs team, what they're really looking for here today, coming into a tough environment such as the Crisler Center against a D1 big-time program like Michigan, they're really looking to see that they can hold their own. They've had a lot of success in their level of basketball, but they're looking to see if that will translate over. And Caleb, I just want to ask you, what do you think it's like for a program like Ferris State to come to Ann Arbor and get the feel of this big-time college athletics, this big-time college athletics scene? Because I imagine they get quite a thrill from it.
Yeah, I would imagine. I would agree. It's an amazing opportunity to come to Ann Arbor and to come and play against the Wolverines. But I think I would also say, at the end of the day, this is a basketball game, and it's against two teams where on paper the Wolverines are definitely the better team. But at the end of the day, basketball is basketball, and it really comes down to which version of the team is going to show up and perform on that day. And so, yeah, at the end of the day, basketball is basketball, and it's anyone's game.
Could not agree with you more. And so, this is, of course, the first game of the season for the Wolverines, even though it is an exhibition, but always great to see the Wolverines back out on the court. As we'll just run through a few stats here very quickly. For the Wolverines, it's Olson leading the way with 8 points so far, 3 for 6 on field goals. Following her is Brooke Quarles-Daniels, looking to establish her presence here on this team as a veteran. 2 for 3 field goals. Olson and Quarles-Daniels, the only two Wolverines with trips to the line here in this one, as both teams will come back now out onto the court. Swords and Sophocanic now on the Wolverines' end of the court, as it will be Quarles-Daniels and Holloway on the other end taking it back, and it will be Holloway leading the pace here for the Wolverines, as she'll get it on the left wing to Quarles-Daniels. At the top of the key, back to Holloway. Holloway finds Quarles-Daniels in the left corner. Looking for an open option inside. Finds Sophocanic, who's double-teamed. Gets it out on the left wing to Holloway, who fires a 3-ball and drains it. Mila Holloway, a 3-ball, and it is out to a 21-point lead for the Wolverines with 6:24 to go here. Blanchard now getting it back to Irwin for the Bulldogs. On the right wing now it's Miller. Miller heavily contested by Quarles-Daniels. Now feeds it inside to Blanchard. Blanchard tries to go up for the reverse layup. Can't get the roll. Sophocanic comes up with the rebound and gets it out to Holloway. Taking it back now for the Wolverines. Finds Olson, a 3-ball from the left wing. Gets it to go. Olivia Olson buries the 3 for the Wolverines. Continuing to lead the way here this evening. It is out to a 42-18 lead with Charlotte Miller taking it back now for the Bulldogs. Double teamed at the other end of midcourt. It'll be a 10-second violation here, and the Wolverines will get an extra possession back. Quarles-Daniels now looking to inbound it here for the Wolverines, as she'll get it into Holloway at the block M, working on Miller. She gets it out inside to Sophocanic. Goes up strong. Can't get it to roll. Now Blanchard taking it back for the Bulldogs after Erickson comes up with the rebound. Now she'll get it in the corner. Now to the right wing. A fadeaway pull-up jumper. Rattles around and falls for Charlotte Miller. And the Bulldogs will get a bucket back as Olson now at the top of the key. Gets it to Holloway on the left wing. Feeds it inside. Now going up for the lay is Sophocanic, continuing to dominate inside for the Wolverines. As taking it back now, Blanchard gets it out to Miller on the left wing. She'll find L. Irwin, who takes it to the top of the key. Irwin directing traffic. Now she'll get it to Erickson on the left wing. Finds Blanchard back at the top of the key. Blanchard, little quick step, tries to drive inside off her left side, won't go. And Syla Swords goes up for the rebound, gets it out to Holloway on the right wing. Lobs it up inside to Sophocanic, who gets another bucket. Ashley Sophocanic has dominated the paint here for the Wolverines today, and who have built a 46-20 lead with 4:30 to go here in the second quarter. Blanchard takes it back now for the Bulldogs, getting it at the top of the key to Erickson. Fires it inside and can't get it to rattle in is Sheerbeek. Now Holloway charging back up the court for the Wolverines, puts up the layup and gets it to go. A dominant run here for the Wolverines, and the Bulldogs will call a timeout here to talk their defensive strategy as they have let the Wolverines run wild here in this one.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a good time to take a timeout for the Bulldogs. It's gotten a little bit out of hand, and they need to really readjust, continue to make those adjustments, and also break that momentum as well. And I think that's what they look to do right here with this timeout.
We saw quite a few players getting in on the three-ball action there for the Wolverines, as they were really setting the tempo there, setting the pace on offense, seemingly getting everything to fall. But they have just been cruising through this one so far. In fact, 66% of their possessions have ended in scoring, and they have led for 15 minutes here in this one, have had a wire-to-wire lead here so far, and they'll look to keep that up as they've built up a 48-20 lead here with 4:14 to go in the second quarter. And the Wolverines, as a matter of fact, 42% success rate from three. They'll look to keep that number going as inbound here for the Wolverine, for the Bulldogs. Taking it back up is Schultz. Now double teamed. Here's Charlotte Miller taking it back, and she'll be called for another 10-second violation on the Bulldogs, their second of the game, and the Wolverines will get another possession back. Quarles Daniels here to inbound. Mila Holloway standing at the block M. She will get it, looking to work on Charlotte Miller. She feeds it inside to Crockett. Crockett but gets it back to Holloway on the left wing. Tight coverage, a little step back. Gets it out to Delphos. Delphos looking inside the Euro step, and the layup is good for Tayala Delphos. 30-point lead now here for the Wolverines with 3:40 to go in the second quarter. And we'll here get a foul called on Quarles Daniels at midcourt. It'll be an inbound taken by the Bulldogs and Schultz. So now she'll get the inbound to Miller, charging up the court toward the left wing, working on Quarles Daniels, takes it to the top of the key now. She'll get it on the right wing to Mia Riley. And it'll be another foul on the Wolverines. This one goes on Holloway. The third foul for the Wolverines. But it will be an inbound here for the Bulldogs as the lob goes inside over the head of Riley, but she's able to collect it. Now she'll lob one inside towards Hiram. She tries to put up the shot and gets fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line for two. So Maya Hiram now going to the line here for the Bulldogs. And Caleb, the Wolverines have been quite physical in this game so far. What are you seeing so far?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of physicality, which is why they are up by 30 points, but also why they currently have 4 fouls as opposed to the Bulldogs only having 1 foul. And that is not a problem at the moment, but it could definitely be something that could carry on into the second half, and so they need to maybe watch that a little bit.
First free throw is good here for Hiram. And yeah, the Wolverines certainly do not want to see any of their big-time playmakers get into foul trouble here. As the second free throw goes for Hiram, it is a 50-22 lead here now for the Wolverines, who will bring it back up. As Corals Daniels in the right wing gets it out to Swords in the corner. Swords trying to reverse the court. Now getting it back to Crockett. A 3-ball. No good. Corals Daniels fighting for the rebound. She's not able to come up with it. And taking it back now for the Bulldogs is Mitchell. Gets it stolen away by Corals Daniels, who has a wide open lane to the bucket and rolls it in. Corals Daniels makes the most of a fast break opportunity and gets the bucket to get the lead back out to 30 for the Wolverines. Riley taking it up for the Bulldogs now. And will be another foul called here on the Wolverines. That one goes on Alyssa Crockett, as the Wolverines are certainly ramping up into foul trouble here, especially on the last couple possessions. And that'll send Mia Riley to the line for 2 free throws. Sofilkanich checks back in now for the Wolverines, as Riley's first free throw is up and good. 52-23 lead now here for the Wolverines. 2:48 to go in the second quarter, as Riley's second free throw shot, she gets it to fall. 52-24 now. So bringing it back up here for the Wolverines is Matherin. Matherin tries to feed it inside. Sofilkanich tries to put up the shot, couldn't get it to go. Now it's Irwin charging back up, getting it to Mitchell on the left wing. She tries to drive inside. Now she'll get it out to L. Irwin, who fires a 3-ball, no good. And Delphos was down there fighting for the rebound with Mia Riley, but it will go toward the Bulldogs as they will retain possession. As the inbound here coming now from Mitchell. She will find Hiram inside, and she'll be called for a dribbling violation, as the Bulldogs are not able to take advantage of the extra possession there, as now it will be Matherin bringing it back up for the Wolverines. She goes to the left wing, working on Mia Riley. She gets it out to Swords on the other wing, who tries to drive inside. Now bounces it inside to Sofilkanich. Tries to go up strong and gets the ball ripped out of her hands by L. Irwin. And very good play there by Irwin to just take it straight away from Sofilkanich. And that cannot be an easy task on Sofilkanich. But she is able to get that done and get the jump ball for the Bulldogs, as the inbound now will come from Schultz. Olson checks back into the game now for the Wolverines. Got a rest, now looking to build on her personal tally so far, as the inbound from Schultz will go to Hiram. Charging back up the court. Switches Corals Daniels onto her. Now at the right wing, Riley puts up an awkward shot. Can't get that one to fall. Olson comes up with the rebound, as she'll get it out to Corals Daniels, who lobs it over the head of Sofilkanich. That'll go out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will take over the basketball. Allie Schultz once again to inbound for the Bulldogs, as she'll get it inside to Riley. Riley working on both Swords and Corals Daniels down there. They strip the ball away from her for a moment. Now she forces a pass that ends up in Matherin's hands. Matherin goes up on the Euro step. Counted, and the foul! Mackenzie Matherin gets the roll for the Wolverines. Actually, that'll be called an offensive foul on Matherin. So, no basket. And the Bulldogs will take possession back, as charging back up the court now. They'll lob it, and another pass that sails a little too far will roll helplessly out of bounds. Wolverines will get possession back, with Corals Daniels set to inbound here. So she's down there, gets it into Matherin. Matherin directing a little bit of traffic. Sophocanic waits down there in the paint. Mathurin working on Mia Riley. Now she's able to bounce it to Corals Daniels on the left wing. Gets it inside. Now feeds it back to Corals Daniels, who goes up for the layup and draws the foul.
Yeah, still seeing mostly a pretty one-sided game so far. And the scoreline really shows that it's currently a 52-24 game as Corals Daniels will go to the line.
Corals Daniels' first free throw shot is up and good. 29-point lead margin here for the Wolverines. Second shot coming up here for Corals Daniels. That one rattles around and goes through. So the Bulldogs will get it back now with Mia Riley working on Corals Daniels. Double teamed once again down there. It's taken away. Olson in the paint, goes up for the floater and gets it to fall. Another bucket from Olivia Olson as the Wolverines are rolling here at the Crisler Center. As Mitchell taking it back for the Bulldogs. She is also double teamed. Wolverines stifling defense here with just under a minute to go in the second quarter as the Wolverines will get a possession back on the jump ball. It will be Corals Daniels and Sophocanic checking out, and Delphos and Jessica Fields coming in for the Wolverines. As Blanchard checks back in for the Bulldogs along with Riley and Schultz. As it'll be Mathurin taking it for the Wolverines at the top of the key. Finds a cutting Swords, and she'll try to hold it at the top of the key. Now gets it to Delphos on the right wing. Delphos drives inside strong, puts up the floater, rattles around but won't go. Rebound Holloway, rebound Fields. She's able to put it up and in. Jessica Fields making an instant impact coming off the bench. It is a 58-24 lead here for the Wolverines. Mia Riley, a three ball from the left wing, drains it. The Bulldogs get a bucket back courtesy of Mia Riley, 58-27 with 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Mathurin now will get it to Olson on the left wing. Mathurin was trying to set a screen on Riley. Now she'll get the ball, working on Riley. She bounces it back to Olson. Olson taking her time here, trying to run out the clock. Syla Swords at the top of the key. Wide open look for Delphos from three, off the back of the iron. Rebounds Olson, tries to put it back up through the contact, but she won't get that one to fall. As that'll signal the end of the half here with the Wolverines taking a 58-27 lead into the locker room. Caleb, what are you seeing in this one so far, and what do you think the Wolverines will need to do to keep this momentum going out of the locker room?
Yeah, like you said, they can't let the pressure off. They have to enjoy this break, but then also come back out and put up the same performance in the second half, continue to dominate the possession, continue to get the rebounds, present that same amount of physicality in the second half as they did in the first half.
Certainly in the second quarter, the offensive firepower for the Wolverines on full display, and we saw them just really launch a barrage of threes, really do whatever they wanted down in the paint, especially with Sophocanic using her size. And we talked about it earlier, her coming in through the portal, having that sort of veteran leadership and that size down in the paint, replacing some of the bigs that the Wolverines had last year as well, really filling that void. They seem to have plugged that hole relatively easily. Who else are you looking to see make an impact here for the Wolverines? Maybe that will try to step up this season that may not have made as big of an impact last season, looking to establish their presence on this team.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Olivia Olson, who has continued to be a difference maker tonight. 13 points, 5 for 8 on the field goals, 8 rebounds, has put up a very amazing performance tonight, and I expect to see even more in the second half for her and for the Wolverines.
Once again, the score here at the half, 58-27, a 31-point lead here for the Wolverines in this exhibition match against the Ferris State Bulldogs. I'm thrilled to be taking you the rest of the way in this one in the second half on the play-by-play. Want to thank Caleb for his excellent color work here. It'll be Covenant taking over for him in the second half. Caleb, anything else you want to say before we go off we take a break here?
No, thank you. Excited for the second half of tonight's game. Enjoy.
Thank you very much. We'll be back shortly after the break.
Do you want to switch?
Do you mind putting this down?
The what?
Just putting that down.
Yeah, just right here.
last name?
Akinremi.
Okay, so and you want me to just call you Covenant, or is there anything else you do?
Covenant's fine.
Yeah. Back now live here from the Crisler Center here in Ann Arbor as the Michigan Wolverines taking on the Ferris State Bulldogs in this exhibition match will carry a 58-27 lead now coming out of the locker room in just a little under 3 minutes. Once again, I am Zack Schteingart here alongside Covenant Akinremi doing her first broadcast here for WCBN. Very happy to have her along for the ride as we take you through the home stretch of this one. Covenant, very happy to be here with you today. How are you feeling about your first broadcast here?
Thank you so much, Zach, for having me. I'm feeling great about this game. You know, it's an exhibition, and so Michigan is favored to win. And you're doing great at the moment with the score 58-27, overpowering Ferris State by 30 points.
Absolutely. So the Wolverines, especially in the back end of that second quarter, really dominated in all facets of the game. Very sharp from beyond the arc, dominating the glass inside the paint, and they will look to continue that momentum here in the second half as the fans here at the Crisler Center will look to get their first taste of this team for this season. Once again, looking to build off of a very strong season last year, finishing in the second round of the NCAA tournament. And Covenant, what did you see there in that first half that you're looking for the Wolverines to continue here as we enter the final two quarters of this one?
You know, I can see that the Wolverines are definitely keeping a steady game with Olivia Olson, returning sophomore, putting up about 13 points right now. And we've even seen from the freshmen coming up that they are doing great, like Mackenzie Mathurin and even Jessica Fields. Jessica already putting up 2 points with a layup in the second quarter. I believe that we're going to continue to see a great game from the Michigan Wolverines, and we're going to dominate for sure.
Absolutely. Just under a minute here to go until we get underway here in the second half. The Wolverines coming out doing their warm-up lines now as Kim Barnes-Arico in her 14th season here, legendary coach for this Wolverines team, has really made her mark in the decade plus that she has led this team. And as we mentioned, this is one of the best squads that she has had in her tenure here, so they will be looking to go even further than they did last year and build on that strong finish and this exciting young core that they've got. So the Wolverines just about to come back out here onto the court. Wolverines and Bulldogs in at their respective benches, huddling up to talk over their approach to the second half. The Wolverines just looking to close this one out. The Bulldogs looking to fight their way back a little bit in this one, maybe trying to leave here with somewhat of a good taste in their mouth as they get this experience of playing here at the Crisler Center. And they have looked quite impressive to their part as well, coming in, being very efficient, and overall looking to continue their good play here. As we are underway here in the second half with the inbound from Caden Blanchard out to Charlotte Miller. Tries to get it off of Corals Daniels' feet. It'll be a kickball called on Corals Daniels as the Bulldogs will get the inbound back. As they'll get it inside here to Hiram. Hiram now takes it at the block M. Now feeds it off to Miller. Charlotte Miller bounces it back to Hiram. Hiram drives and tries to drive it down. Gets it back. A three ball on the way from Blanchard, and she gets it to fall. A strong start to the second half for the Bulldogs and Caden Blanchard as they're able to sink the three. Now a three ball on the way for the Wolverines. Won't go. The rebound come up with by Charlotte Miller. Miller charging back now the other way for the Bulldogs as she'll get it out on the right wing to Blanchard. Blanchard working on Olson. Tries to drive inside off her left side. Falls down, gets tripped up, and we'll see that. Yes, that will be a foul called there on Olson, and that will send Blanchard to the line for 2 free throws.
You know, we've seen Caden Blanchard putting up a good fight in this game today. She is just returning from an injury since her last season with Ferris State as a senior.
Sinks that first free throw.
This is going to be a good game, as we already see. Ferris State is definitely putting up a good fight, and
as she is able to sink both free throws, this is out to a 58-32 lead for the Wolverines. Taking it back now in the left corner, Corals Daniels gets it all the way over to Swords, who puts up a three. It's short. Rebound by the Bulldogs, taking it back the other way. A lob over to Riley. Riley tries to feed it inside to Irwin, but the ball goes in and out of her hands and rolls out of bounds. It'll be a turnover for the Wolverines. And Olson now will inbound to Holloway, taking it back up now. Holloway takes it to the right wing, working one-on-one with Miller. Now gets it to Swords, still on the right wing. Now feeds it to the top of the key for Olson. Olson gets it right back to Swords. Thought about a three. Now hesitates, tries to drive inside and get it to Sophocanic, who goes up for the shot. And the foul will get called on her, on Charlotte Miller, as Sophocanic will get a trip to the line here. Sophocanic with 6 points here in this one, as first shot is up, rattles around, no good. So Sophocanic misses the first free throw, and now she'll take her second, and it is up. And looked like it was a bit short, but she gets the roll in her favor, and it falls in. 59-32 lead for the Wolverines as the Bulldogs bring it back up. Now they get a steal. Ends up with Holloway, who has nothing but net and a clear path to the bucket to lay it in. Another steal here from Corals Daniels, who will put it up herself off the window. And another bucket there for the Wolverines as they'll get it out to 63-32 off 2 quick turnovers on the Bulldogs' own end. Now the Bulldogs will get it back and move it into the Wolverines' end. Blanchard with the ball now on the right wing, now gets it inside. Hiram slips away from her and it will roll out of bounds. And another turnover there for the Bulldogs, who have gotten quite sloppy here in the early going in this third quarter. 8:08 to go here. Mila Holloway takes it back the other end on the right wing. Now feeds it inside to Sophocanic, trying to post up. Fadeaway jumper, gets it to go. Ashley Sophocanic will get another bucket for the Wolverines, who have a 65-32 lead as the Bulldogs and Blanchard charge back with it. Blanchard now trying to clear it out. Gets it at the top of the key to Miller. Miller trying to direct some traffic. Heavily contested by Corals Daniels. Gets it out. Lobbing inside. Going up for it is Irwin, who will put it up. No good. She tips it back out to Riley, who will put up the three ball. That one is off the mark. And Syla Swords collects the rebound and moves it the other way. Holloway, a wide open look for three from the left wing. Can't get it to go. But on the rebound, it will be a foul called on Blanchard for the Bulldogs. Second for Blanchard, second for the Bulldogs in this half.
You can see that currently Ferris State does have 2 fouls while Michigan has 1. We hope to keep it that way, where Michigan is fouling less, and hopefully we can continue to keep the score right.
Olivia Olson sinks a three from the right wing, and she continues to dominate here in this one as the Bulldogs will take it back out. Now gets kicked away for a minute, but they will not call the kickball. Blanchard ends up with it, but it'll be a jump ball, and the Wolverines will get another possession back. As Corals Daniels will take the inbound. 7:06 to go here in the third quarter. Inbound goes to Holloway, taking it up slowly, trying to set the pace here. At the top of the key, she'll hold it. And now she tries to get it to Sophocanic on the right wing. She finds Olson, at the left wing from beyond the arc. Gets it to Holloway. Tries to feed it inside. Gets deflected, and the Bulldogs wind up with it and are bringing it back with Blanchard. Caden Blanchard now at the top of the key. Tries to drive off the left side. Gets it a wide open look for Miller from 3. It's short, and tussle for the rebound. Corals Daniels comes up with it, taking it back for the Wolverines. Feed it to Holloway. Holloway on the right wing now feeds it inside to Sophocanic. Gets it inside to Swords, who goes up for the shot and gets it with the foul. Chance for a 3-point play coming here for Syla Swords. A strong play to go up through the contact and get the bucket.
You know, as we can see currently on the court, we do have all returning players with Olson, Sophocanic, Swords, putting up a great play, making sure that there are points always being scored during this game, which is great.
Van Timmeren and Delphos checking back in for the Wolverines as Delphos will make a trip, or as Swords will make a trip to the line as on the N1, and she completes the 3-point play. It is a 71-32 lead here for the Wolverines. As Blanchard taking it back now for the Bulldogs. Gets it out to Miller on the right wing. Miller working one-on-one with Swords. Now tries to reroute a little bit on the other end. Now gets it to Blanchard on the left wing working on Olson. Tries to go inside and collect it, but she'll be tripped up. It's going to be a foul called on Olson. And that will be the second foul called on Olson and the Wolverines as a team. As Charlotte Miller will look to take the rebound now for the Bulldogs. As we get a quick little court cleanup here.
Yes, we are seeing Charlotte Miller going in for the foul throw, and we believe that hopefully she will be missing.
So Miller will take the inbound for the Bulldogs, as she'll find an open L. Irwin, who gets it at the top of the key to Blanchard. Blanchard gets it back out to Miller, who finds in the left wing. Driving inside. Ball gets taken away from Sheerbeek, and the Wolverines will come up with the ball and are taking it back with Swords on the right wing. Feeds it all the way to the other end for Holloway, who gets the bounce pass inside to an open Van Timmeren, who gets another bucket for the Wolverines, who continue to roll. Bulldogs taking it back now. Lob contested pass inside. The Bulldogs are able to come up with it. A wide open look for 3 from Sheerbeek is short. Rebound collected by Miller. She'll put up the jumper and get it to go. So a little bit of a sloppy looking series there for the Bulldogs, but they're able to get points out of it as the Wolverines will take it back now. Setting the pace is Holloway at the top of the key. Mila Holloway feeds it inside to Olson, who secures it and gets it to Swords. A 3-ball. It goes for Syla Swords. It is all Wolverines here as they continue to make it rain from 3. It is up to a 76-34 lead, a 42-point margin as the Bulldogs take it back in the corner now, heavily smothered. Riley on the right wing feeds it inside. A beautiful layup is good. Charlotte Miller getting one bucket back for the Bulldogs as Holloway will look to get another possession back for the Wolverines. Feeds it inside to Van Timmeren. Tried to put up the layup just off the mark. A lob to the other end of the court for Irwin. Puts up the layup. No good. Getting the rebound is Erickson. She tried to put up the shot and she got fouled on her way up there. As we'll get a stoppage in play here as a timeout will be taken. And Covenant, the Wolverines continuing their barrage of offense here. What are you seeing here? Who's really stuck out to you as a difference maker so far?
Yes, I have seen that, especially the duo with Syla Swords and Olivia Olson, definitely putting up a good offense to be able to get to where they are right now, being 76-36 and exactly 40-point difference in their score. You know, what I have noticed is that a lot of the times when Michigan is messing up, Ferris State seems to be using that to their advantage as a way to benefit and score points. And I hope that we can continue to keep our precise shots and making sure that every play we make is clean.
All right, guys, are you ready? Fans, are you ready?
Absolutely. The Wolverines, Absolute, the difference makers that we expected to shine are certainly doing that so far. As we give you a quick little update on the scoreboard, the point tally for each player. Olivia Olson still leading the way for the Wolverines, now up to 16 points, 6 for 10 field goals, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc, 2 for 2 on free throws. As just trailing behind her is Mila Holloway, as well as Syla Swords. Of course, the dynamic sophomore trio, as we expected, leading the way here for the Wolverines on the scoreboard. But Brooke Quarles-Daniels has 11 of her own, 4 for 5, remarkable efficiency remarkable field goal efficiency, as well as Ashley, Sofolkanik and Crockett making a difference here with 9 points each. Crockett, of course, had those 3 straight three-point shots in the first half, which was remarkable to see. That one really helped the Wolverines build their massive lead here in this one.
Yes, we hope to see more of Crockett on the field even after that three-pointer shot. Hopefully we can see even a better percentage of field goal, and as right now we are at 55%, while Ferris State is at 35%, making sure that we are always staying in the lead because we are Wolverine strong.
So both teams coming back out onto the court now as making a trip to the line. Bulldogs will have a chance to get 2 points back here. First shot is up. Just a little bit short, but it rattles in. Second free throw coming up here, as that will be Erickson at the line for her second shot. Is good, so 2 for 2 for Erickson at the line. As Hiram checks back in for the Bulldogs, it's Holloway bringing it back up now for the Wolverines. Taking it toward the right wing, working one-on-one. Gets it inside to Van Timmeren. Van Timmeren finds Delphos on the left wing. Takes it inside the Euro step. No good. But she will be fouled as the foul goes on Allie Schultz. And Tayala Delphos now will get her own trip to the line to get 2 points back here. First shot is up and good. Tayala Delphos in this one has 5 points, looking for her 6th, and she can't get that one to go. Van Timmeren comes up with the rebound, gets it back out to Delphos, open in the left corner. Now she'll try to drive inside under the basket. The reverse layup is good for Delphos. So 4 straight points there from Tayala Delphos, as it is up to a 79-38 lead for the Wolverines. Now at the top of the key is Hiram for the Bulldogs. Getting it back and forth with Miller. Charlotte Miller now finds Glish on the right wing, as that is going to be a foul called on Crockett, and that is going to send Schultz to the inbound as she gets it into Miller. Gets it back to Schultz in the left corner. Now gets it at the top of the key. That'll be Glish with it, looking for an open option. Doesn't have one. Now she'll get it on the right wing, left wing, back to Schultz. Schultz tries to get it back to the top of the key, but a little bit of a collision there. That'll be a foul called on Mila Holloway, as we continue to see the physicality that we've seen in this one, Covenant.
Yes, one thing I have noticed is Delphos putting a very good fight up. Last year, she did have average of 3.4 points and 1.9 rebounds and 9.8 minutes per game. But as we can see here, she's already gotten 7 points, and we hope to see more from her as we continue this game.
The first foul attempt, no good. Second one on the way here, and that one will fall, as that will be Riley. 1 for 2 from the free throw line as Holloway brings it back to the top of the key for the Wolverines. Now gets it out to Crockett on the right wing. Gets it to Delphos, who launches a 3. Just a little much, as the rebound will get tipped around. Delphos comes up with it, but I believe a foul will be called on the Bulldogs there. All right, it is a foul there on Delphos, trying to go trying to get the ball back, but she got tangled up a little bit, and the foul, she'll get called for the foul, as that'll send Glish to the free throw line for the Bulldogs, looking for 2 more. Seen a lot of action at the free throw line in the late going of this third quarter, as the first free throw shot is no good for Glish. Second free throw shot coming up shortly here for Glish. It is up and no good, so Glish misses both of her free throws, and Delphos comes up with the rebound for the Wolverines, who gets it to Holloway on the left wing, feeds it inside to Van Timmeren, and she feeds it straight back to the Bulldogs. It will be a turnover. Taking it back now is Schultz, who finds Miller at the top of the key, or Riley. Riley now trying to find open options. Now she'll find Glish in the right wing, or Schultz. Gets it back out to Riley at the top of the key. Riley now gets it out to Hiram on the right wing. Hiram spinning inside. Double team down there by Delphos, and Van Timmeren puts up the shot. No good as the shot clock expires. And waiting for the call from the official. They're talking it over quickly to sort things out. And that is going to be another foul called on the Wolverines and Delphos, who picks up her second straight. As we get a little bit of a reset in play here.
Yes, we have seen Delphos putting up a good fight once again, but with 2 fouls on her, it's a hard game to see. But right now we do see that Michigan is still up by a 40-point lead, and we hope to keep it that way, even scoring more points as we go on in this game.
A review currently taking place by the officials to see if the foul occurred before the shot attempt. That would determine if another trip to the line is warranted. But I mentioned it earlier. We're seeing a lot of physicality in this game. We saw it for a certain stretch in the first half. But now here, as we get into the second half, especially in the later stages of this third quarter, we have seen a lot of tussling between both sides, and it has led to quite a few foul calls for the difference makers on both teams. Olson picked up a couple. The Bulldogs certainly had their share of theirs as well. What do you think both teams need to do here in the final stages of this game to kind of limit a lot of contact and potentially some injuries as we get set to start the season?
Yeah, as we can see right now, we do have less than 15 minutes left on the clock for the rest of the game, showing Ferris State and Michigan are trying their best to make sure that they are putting up points on the scoreboard. But one thing I do think we need to see more of is making sure that there is less physicality and making sure that both teams know where to go when they're playing exactly for sure. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I completely agree. With this exhibition matchup, really we're here to see what this Wolverines team will look like this year, and certainly coming out with any significant injuries that could cause any player to miss a significant amount of time would definitely be a crushing blow here for the Wolverines as they get short. Yes, so the review determines that the foul will indeed go on Delphos, and so the teams will come back out onto the court now after a official warranted stoppage, as it'll be Crockett back in the game for the Wolverines alongside Van Timmeren, wearing a brace on her left ankle, I should mention. She has been definitely going at it, even with a little bit of tenderness potentially in that ankle, as it'll be Mia Riley going up to the line here. Another trip to the line here for the Bulldogs. Riley's first attempt is up and sinks it. Nothing but net there for Mia Riley on the free throw attempt. As her second shot, the band certainly doing their best to distract her, but that will not pay off. It's 2 for 2 from the free throw line for Mia Riley as Holloway brings it back up quickly, gets it to Delphos on the right wing. Delphos now slowing it down a little bit, gets it out to Mathurin, gets it now to Holloway, who finds it back to Mathurin in the right corner, tries to drive inside, the pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound Bulldogs as they'll take it the other way now. Schultz getting it out to Riley. Riley at the top of the key working on Holloway, gets it back over on her left side. Now it is Hiram with it, working on Matt Van Timmeren. And getting it on the left wing now, trying to drive inside. She'll get it to Hiram. Hiram tries to drive inside, spins. Tight defense there from Van Timmeren. She'll try to put up the shot. It won't go. Delphos collects the rebound, and now running it with it on the other end is Crockett. Feeds it to Mathurin, who puts up the three. No good. Rebound, Bulldogs. As they will set the tempo here, taking it back up with Riley, who gets it back out to Lyons on the right wing. Lyons gets it to Hiram on the top, at the top of the key, who leaves it for Riley. Now she'll get it to Glish, who lobs it over to Hiram in the right wing. She'll fire a three right from there. Bit of a quick decision there from Hiram, but the three will not go, and the Wolverines come back up with it with Mathurin. Now getting it to Holloway on the left wing. Tries to drive inside. It gets taken away from her, but the foul will be called on Mia Riley.
Yes, as we can see, there is a lot of physicality still going on during this game, with the foul just put on Mia Riley, putting the Ferris State at 5 fouls for this game, for the second quarter. I believe that this game could be a lot of shaking, but I know that Michigan is going to stand strong, and I do believe that we are going to make a win here.
Holloway now goes to the line. Her first shot is up and no good. So Mila Holloway will get a chance to get one bucket out of this trip to the line. Her second shot is up, and that one goes. Mila Holloway 1 for 2 at the free throw line, gets it out to an 80-41 lead here for the Wolverines with 1:08 to go in the third quarter. We want to remind you, you are tuned into WCBN FM Ann Arbor, as Mitchell taking it back for the Bulldogs at the Block M. Gets it out now to Irwin inside, now feeds it back to Mitchell in the paint. Mitchell tries to go up on Mathurin, as she'll get it back out to Blanchard, who checks back into the game. Tries to go up strong for the layup and gets it with the left hand. Caden Blanchard once again for the Bulldogs making an impact, as it is an 80-43 lead for the Wolverines. As a three ball on the way, just a little much. Delphos comes up with the rebound and puts it back in. Tayala Delphos certainly making the most of her minutes here, as Mitchell will take it back for the Bulldogs. And finds a cutting Blanchard, who drives inside, and the shot rattles in with the foul. They will count the basket, as Blanchard will get a chance for a three-point play here. Caden Blanchard goes up strong under the basket, putting up the shot, absorbing the contact, and getting the basket to fall. And now she'll have a chance for an extra bucket here on top of that, as the shot is up. But that one will not go, as Crockett comes up with the rebound and gets it out to Mathurin. Mathurin back over to Crockett, now fires it to Delphos. A wide open look for three from the right wing, just off the mark, as Mitchell will come back up with it for the Bulldogs, racing back. Crazy shot there from half court as time expires in the third quarter. Couldn't get enough power on that one. Falls a little bit short, as these teams will go back to the bench to discuss their approach to the final 10 minutes of this one, as the Wolverines look to hold this 82-45 lead. And Covenant, we're in the home stretch of this game now. A big lead for the Wolverines. What do you think their approach is going to be for the rest of this one?
You know, I think that their approach may be just keeping their offense and defense up and making sure that they are fouling less for sure, as well as making sure that they are on the other team, Ferris State. We can see that a lot of the times it is Blanchard putting up a lot of the points and making sure they're keeping their eyes on her as we go on with this game. You know, one other thing I've noticed is that freshman Mackenzie Mathurin has been putting up a good fight, being a 4-star recruit and also ranked number 39 by ESPN. I do believe that she is going to make a great impact as we go on in this season, with hopefully a win during this exhibition. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. This Wolverines team is really showing off their skills here in this one, looking to make a bigger impact this season. As we go over the first few games here for this Wolverines team, as they open the season up against Canisius this coming Tuesday here at the Crisler Center, which they will then continue the homestand as they take on Harvard here at the Crisler Center. Then a big matchup against a big rematch of last year's second-round game in the NCAA tournament as they'll take on the 15th-ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish in Detroit at the Wayne State Fieldhouse. That will be a big one, and the Wolverines certainly have to have that one circled on their calendar after the way last season ended. Following that, they will return to the Crisler Center to take on the Binghamton Bearcats. And then a huge matchup coming up after that as they will travel to Connecticut to take on the top-ranked defending champion Connecticut Huskies. That will certainly be one to watch as they will continue. After that, they will continue to remain in Connecticut as they will take on the Syracuse Orange at Mohegan Sun Arena. So definitely an interesting first month to the season for the Wolverines as they take on a few high-profile opponents, as it will be Mitchell taking it up for the Bulldogs on the right wing now for Irwin. Trying to save it, keep it in bounds is Mitchell. Kind of fallen to her feet there, but she's able to keep the ball in play but for a moment, but she's able to get it off the Wolverines, and the Bulldogs will retain possession here. Blanchard will take the inbound, lob it up inside as going up for it. Blocked there, down there by Olson, but the Bulldogs come back up with it. A three-ball attempt, rattles around and gets it to go. A three-ball there from Scheerbeck as the Wolverines will take it back with Olivia Olson on the left wing. Wide open look for three in the right corner, no good. Rebound collected by the Bulldogs. Coming back up with it here is Irwin. Irwin gets it out on the left wing to Blanchard. Blanchard will find Erickson at the top of the key. Now gets it inside back to Blanchard, and Quarles Daniels will draw the foul as Blanchard goes up for the shot, and she will take another trip to the free throw line. Caden Blanchard will take a trip to the free throw line after the Wolverines' first foul of the quarter. Shot is up and short. So Caden Blanchard misses her first free throw attempt, as she'll have an opportunity for a second here. And that one also falls short as Sofulcanic collects a rebound, but that one, the Wolverines will get a possession back as Olson will look to inbound it. Macy Brown there on the other end with her, as she'll get it inside to Brown, looking to set the tempo here. Brown takes it to the right wing. One-on-one. Feeds it inside. Sofulcanic going toward the basket. Now gets it back out to Olson. A three ball from the top of the key. Goes for Olivia Olson. Another bucket courtesy of the Wolverines' exciting sophomore. And it is back out to a 37-point lead for the Wolverines as another turnover down on the other end. It'll be Olson coming back up with it again. Gets it out to Swords on the right wing. Tries to drive inside. Now hesitates. Feeds it inside to Quarles Daniels. Goes up for the fadeaway jumper. No good. Sofulcanic comes up with the rebound. And that is going to go back to Ferris State, as they will inbound it to get an extra possession. Sierra Byers checking in now for the Wolverines, as Blanchard will take it back up the court at the block end, working on Swords. Now switches on with Brown. She finds Mitchell in the left corner. Mitchell tries to drive inside. Got a step on Olson. Put up the layup. No good. Olson collects the rebound and is taking it the other way. Finds Swords on the right wing. She'll pull up from three. That one can't get it to go. But a foul is going to be called here on Erickson, as a bunch of substitutions coming in now for the Bulldogs, as the Wolverines will get a possession back here. Inbound, Swords trying to cut across, but Olson will get it at the right wing, puts up a three and drains it. Olivia Olson cannot be stopped here tonight, and it is back up to a 40-point lead for the Wolverines. Bulldogs taking it back on the other end now with Hiram. Feeds it inside to Riley. The reverse layup rattles around. No good. Swords comes up with the rebound and gets fouled down there. And Olivia Olson has just been a machine here in this one, Covenant. 22 points, 4 3-pointers, 8 for 12 on field goals, 10 rebounds to go with that. She has really made her presence felt here in this one.
That is definitely for sure, Zach. You know, Olivia Olson coming back from her freshman season, we've known that she is going to be a powerhouse as she goes in as a returning player for the Michigan Wolverines. I do believe that this is going to be a great season for her, as we have already seen with her 22-point put down for Michigan.
Wolverines take a possession back now, but they'll be called for an offensive foul. That will be Byers who picks up the offensive foul, as the Bulldogs will inbound it now back to Charlotte Miller. Taking it back up quickly, darting back and forth, working on Swords. Now taking it to the top of the key. Waits a little bit. Now Hiram comes open. Now she's trying to get Miller back open. As at the top of the key, it will be lobbing it inside, putting up the shot. No good. Garner couldn't get that to fall, as the Wolverines will be taking it back here. Mathurin on the left wing. Waits for an open look, taking her time. Motions Brown over inside the paint to the other end. Brown comes open now, but she'll find inside. That'll be Byers, who hands it off to Swords at the top. Wide open look from the left wing for 3 for Mathurin. That one can't go. Now the Bulldogs will take it back up, as shot goes up. No good. Swords collects the rebound. Now gets it out to Mathurin, running up the left side. Wide open. Olson in the left ring. Feeds it inside. Shot no good. Puts up the shot. And the foul for Sierra Byers, the new substitution, making an impact for the Wolverines. And she'll have a chance for a 3-point play of her own here.
You know, Sierra Byers coming in as an incoming freshman. She is a forward and from Kentucky, 4-star recruit, and as a junior she averaged 14.1 points. I hope to see a lot more from Sierra Byers as she continues this fourth quarter with Michigan.
So Byers now at the line for her extra free throw attempt, but she can't get that one to go, as the Bulldogs will come back up with it. 90-48 lead here for the Wolverines, as Miller has it at the top of the key. Now gets it out on the left wing. Gets it back over to Riley, working inside. Foul is called on Hiram as she tries to work it inside. Can't get that one to go, and Byers immediately after getting a foul and an and one of her own will get called for the foul there, as that'll send Maya Hiram to the line for Ferris State. So Hiram puts up her first shot, and that one hits the back of the iron. So Hiram misses her first attempt. Second shot is up, and she gets that one to go, as now taking it back is Fields for the Wolverines. Gets it back to Holloway, finds a cutting Olson down there in the paint. She gets tripped up, and the foul will be called on the Bulldogs, as Olson darted right across the court and found her way open. The lob went across the court to her, but the Bulldogs had to cut her down to stop that one. But they get called for the foul. They'll absorb that, as Holloway will take the inbound now for the Wolverines. Cutting across is Mathurin, trying to direct some traffic. Now she'll find Olson, who cuts toward her. Olson trying to work in the paint, gets it out to Holloway on the right wing. 3! She sinks that one! Mila Holloway, another 3-ball for the Wolverines, and that is up to a 44-point lead. So now the Bulldogs taking it at the top of the key, tries to feed it inside. A steal come up with by Fields, who has to dive for it to secure it, and they'll get it back out. Moving the other way with Mathurin, gets it out to Holloway, bounces it back to Mathurin, who tried to put up the floater, but the whistle was blown before she could put up the shot. Foul will be called on the Bulldogs and Hiram. That'll put the Wolverines in the bonus 4 fouls, as Delphos checks backs in for the Wolverines as Holloway will make a trip to the line. And the Wolverines looking to pad this lead even further as Holloway's first attempt is up and good. So the Wolverines not letting their foot off the gas here with just 5:39 to go here in the fourth quarter. They are certainly, fireworks are still on display as Holloway's second free throw is up and good. As the Bulldogs will take it back the other way now. It will be Blanchard who tried to get it to Irwin. Ball gets taken away from her. She has to run back to the other end of the court to collect it. Now she'll get it to Sherbeek, who gets it now to the left wing. Now she looks, open look for Lyons, who puts up the three. That one's off the mark, and Holloway collects the rebound. Lobs it all the way to the other end for Mathurin, who tries to drive inside, readjusts, puts up the lefty layup, and it's good. A little bit of a readjustment there from Mathurin. Is able to get her the open look she wanted for the two, as the Bulldogs will take it now the other end. And that is going to be an offensive foul called. That'll be a foul called on the Wolverines and Byers. And, yeah, like I mentioned, the Wolverines certainly not letting their foot off the gas. They want to see what their depth here has got going into this season, seeing who could be a key player off the bench possibly. But really trying to make sure everybody gets in on the action. Certainly has been a night to remember for many players on this Wolverines roster. Just about everyone has been able to get a bucket with the minutes they've had.
Yes, that is true, showing how much of a dedicated team that we have here with the women's basketball at Michigan. You know, it's been an excellent game seeing how everybody is dedicated to the craft and making sure that there are points being put up this game. Right now we are at 97-49, and we are almost at an exactly 50-point difference between us and Ferris State with less than 5 minutes to go in this quarter. I hope to see a win for us Wolverines, and go Blue.
So just under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter here at the Crisler Center. And the Wolverines definitely avoided a scare today here in this one with Halloween coming up in just a few hours. But no tricks here for the Wolverines as they have built up a big lead against these Ferris State Bulldogs. And a strong start to play here for the Wolverines as the Blues Brothers rings out from the band. The fans have certainly shown out here today for the Wolverines, looking to see this team. And that's one thing about Michigan sports, you know, the fan support is always going to be there no matter how good or bad they are. The fans are always going to come out to see the team and stick by their maize and blue.
Yes, that is for sure, Zach. Seeing young and old sticking together, doing the exact traditions that are always in at football games, we can definitely see that there is Michigan cheer all around for every sport, and that is wonderful to see as a Big Ten school.
Play resuming here shortly as the Wolverines take the court once again. And they are going to look to wrap this one up and finish strong here. 4:55 to go here in the fourth. Once again, you are tuned in to WCBN FM Ann Arbor. As the inbound from the Bulldogs will go to Blanchard, trying to work on Holloway inside. Turns around, puts up the shot, and it rattles around and falls for Caden Blanchard. And it is back. That cuts into the lead a little bit here as Holloway will take it back for the Wolverines. Gets it out to Mathurin on the left wing. Waits a little bit. Now gets it out in the left corner to Delphos. Tries to drive under the basket. Puts up the shot. Off the window is good, but the foul is going to be called on Delphos, so that bucket will not count. As the Bulldogs will take it back now the other way. At the block M, getting out to Riley, Blanchard puts up a three. That one is short, and collecting the rebound there is Byers for the Wolverines. But a foul is going to be called here. A little bit of contact coming on the rebound. And Byers is going to get called for her second foul, her fourth foul. And that will put the Bulldogs now in the bonus, so both teams now have that distinction. And that will send Alana Glish to the free throw line for the Bulldogs. First shot attempt is up and rattles around and goes. So first free throw attempt is good for Glish. And second free throw attempt coming up now. Shot is away and it falls. So Glish hits both of her free throws and the Wolverines will take it back now. On the inbound, that'll be Crockett with Holloway coming back up, working on Mitchell. Gets it back inside to Byers. Now Holloway tries to cut inside. Wasn't there. Now she'll feed it to Byers inside. Puts up the shot off the window and gets it to go. Sierra Byers with another bucket. The assist coming from Mathurin there. As a steal now coming from Fields. Has an opportunity for a fast break. Puts up the shot through the contact. But that one got deflected. But that will send Fields to the line. As that one center flying a little bit into the back of the bucket of the hoop. But that will send Fields up to the line with an opportunity to get 2 more points here for the Wolverines here with 3:47 to go here in the fourth.
It's been great to see the freshmen, but also what I can see from the stats is that the core 4 we have seen is Olson, Holloway, Daniels, and Swords, putting up a total from 22, 17, 11, and 8 points together, making such a great impact on the game that we have seen.
First free throw attempt was no good for Fields. Now she puts up her second, and that one rattles around and falls thin. And the Wolverines break 100 points here. It is up to a 47-point lead with just a little under 3:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs bringing it back up now on the left wing. This will be Erickson getting it back and stolen by Mathurin. One-on-one, gets it to, believe that's Holloway, trying to put up the shot. Won't go. Rebound for the Bulldogs. Crockett all down there all by herself, working on Garner. She'll put up the shot, and that one falls for Garner, and that'll draw the foul on Crockett. As Macy Brown checks back into the game. That looks to be the end of Mila Holloway's night. She has certainly done her job here. As coming up to the line now for extra shot. No good for Erickson. As the Wolverines will take it back now. On the right wing now for the Wolverines, taking it to the top of the key is Mathurin. Patiently waiting for a look inside. Trying to redirect her teammates. And that's going to be a foul on Erickson. And that is going to send the Wolverines back to the free throw line. It will be Byers once again taking the shots here. Hiram checks back in now for the Bulldogs. And Byers will have an opportunity to take 2 more shots here. First shot is up, and that one was well short. So Sierra Byers now back up to the line for her second shot. And this one is away, and that one can't go either for her. Bulldogs taking it back up the court now, looking to set the pace. A little under 3 minutes to go here, getting out to Mitchell on the left wing. Mitchell trying to work inside on Mathurin. Spins inside, puts up the shot off the window and gets it to go. Mara Mitchell with a little bit of craftiness there, creating the shot and getting the bucket. So now Mathurin takes it back out to the right wing for the Wolverines. She gets it out to Crockett at the top of the key. Now it's Brown with it on the left wing. Finds an open Crockett on the right wing. She'll drive inside, gets it back out to Byers. Byers feeds it inside, turning and putting up the shot is Fields. Ball rolls around but can't get it to fall. As that'll be another foul, a jump ball called. So the Wolverines will retain possession here with 2:16 to go here in the fourth. As the inbound will come here for the Wolverines, it will be Brown taking it in. As she'll get it out to Crockett beyond the arc on the left wing. Finds Brown in the corner, a 3-ball. That one goes. Macy Brown gets on the board with her first points of the game. And the Wolverines are getting an impact out of everybody tonight. Now taking it inside for the Bulldogs at the top of the key. Feeds it inside. That'll be Lyons working in on Brown. Now driving up inside. The shot gets blocked away by Fields. That was Garner trying to go up inside for the layup. But Brown was right there to knock that one away. A little under 2 minutes now to go here in this one. 1:51 exactly. As the inbound comes from Lyons to Mitchell. She'll get it right back out to Lyons. It's swatted away by Crockett. Mitchell has to run back to chase it on her end of the court. But that'll be a violation, and the Wolverines will get possession back.
As we see, we have 1 minute 45 minutes left at Michigan with us at 130-57. We can definitely see this as a win for Michigan, but it's never too late to see what happens in these next less than 2 minutes of the game.
Right wing 3-ball is good for Macy Brown, who hits her second straight 3. And the Wolverines are having a lot of fun here on the court tonight in their opening game of this season. As it'll be Lyons now on the other court for the Bulldogs. Now on the left wing, the Let's Go Blue chants ringing out through the Crisler Center as Hiram working on Mathurin. Mitchell tries to go inside. That one gets rejected by Fields. And Crockett now comes up with it, gets it to Mathurin on the left wing. Working one-on-one, puts up the 3. That one won't go. Rebound gets tipped around, but it'll go back to the Bulldogs with 1:05 to go here. And a 49-point lead here for the Wolverines.
Yes, you can see a foul by Byers. But, we are putting up a good fight right now with all of our freshmen on the field doing great. With even Macy Brown putting up 2 straight 3-pointers on the field. On the court, I believe this is a great game that's going on. We're almost at 50 points ahead of Ferris State.
Ayala Dunbar now checking in for the Wolverines. Getting her first minutes of the game. Coming to the free throw line is Alana Glish for the Bulldogs. As she'll put up her first shot. And that one had a little too much on it. Can't get it to go. Glish now lines up for her second attempt. She'll spin the ball and put up the shot. That one gets a little rattles, but it goes in. 106-58 now as Mathurin takes it back for the Wolverines. Taking it toward the right wing, working one-on-one. Little under a minute to go here in this game as Macy Brown will hold it at the left wing. Tries to feed it inside to Crockett, who collects it after it gets deflected. Now gets it to Fields, puts up the shot and gets it to go. Fields gets another bucket, and the Wolverines putting a little cherry on top on this one as the lead is now up to 50 with 35 seconds to go as the Bulldogs will take it back for their last couple of possessions here. Lyons has it at the top of the key working on Crockett. Gets it over to Garner, who's working on Brown. Brown swats it away, and the Bulldogs are able to come up with it on the right wing. Driving inside, making a few moves, puts up the shot. That one off the glass, and it'll be collected on the rebound by Mathurin. Kayla Mathurin holding the ball now, and she'll let this clock run out, and that will do it here from the Crisler Center. A strong showing here from the Wolverines against the Ferris State Bulldogs as they'll take home a 50-point win by the score of 108-58 in their first action that they've seen this season. And you got to think that the Wolverine fans will go home happy with what they saw here in this one and very enthusiastic about how their team is going to fare this season.
Yes, Zach, this has been a wonderful game to watch. Being the exhibition and putting up over 50 points exactly above Ferris State, you know that has got to be a win for Michigan's women's basketball team. We hope to see more of them in their next coming games against Canisius and even in their match between their first Big Ten team, Notre Dame.
An exciting game here for the Wolverine faithful. A wire-to-wire victory here. The numbers on the screen. Wolverines absolutely dominated in the paint here. 56 points to the Bulldogs 14. And the Wolverines' core trio of Swords, Holloway, and Olson certainly made their mark tonight. Olson with 22, Holloway with 17, and as well as Swords making a strong impact herself. But the Wolverines, a dominant win here, and they will be back in action here on Tuesday night as they open up their season against Canisius. WCBN will have that one for you, and we look forward to what should be a very fun season here in Wolverine basketball for both the men's and women's teams.
Yes, we can't wait to see what happens in the next games for both women's and men's basketball. We do hope that they will continue to dominate, proving that they do belong as a 13th top team for Big Ten in the AP season pool.
Once again, your final score here from the Crisler Center. Wolverines 108, Ferris State 58. Want to thank you for tuning in. Want to thank Caleb for his color commentary in the first half. And Covenant, you did a great job here on your first broadcast. It was an honor to be here with you. Once again, I'm Zack Schteingart signing off here for WCBN.